Hi, welcome to the Abyss Tarot T.A.T. Today's pick a card is going to be what are your witchy gifts that you don't see, okay? That you don't see about yourself or realize, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at the pile. So for pile 1, we have card 25. It says the broomstick witch, okay? Pile 1 is card 25, the broomstick witch. Pile 2 is card 14. This is the Toil and Trouble Witch. 14, the Toil and Trouble Witch. Okay. Pile 3 is 15, the Thunder and Lightning Witch. 15, the Thunder and Lightning Witch. Pile 3. Pile 4 is number 6, the Changeling Witch. The Changeling Witch for pile number 4. Number 6, and pile number 5 is number 9, the Cursing Witch. Okay, number 9, the Cursing Witch. Okay, go ahead, take a look at the piles. If you feel called to pick more than one pile, go right ahead. Timestamps will be down below, and I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Hi, welcome. So for those of you who chose pile number 1, the Broomstick Witch, I always like to associate the piles with an element. And so for this pile, I've associated it with fire. So you could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, okay? I already have some cards pulled here. We're going to pull more, as just a few more as we go along. I'm going to try to make this video not that long, because you know me. So your first card here is the right way, 21, breaking down to a 3, learning to create what you desire. Okay, so you're really good at like manifesting, setting intentions, and creating things. Maybe you write things down because there is a letter in this envelope here. So maybe you're really good at like writing down your intentions or what you want. And then here we have the crown, right? She's definitely like getting the victory, getting what she wants. So you might be really good at that. We have a frog here, which is so funny because she has her frog sidekick here on the broom with her. Okay, and to me the frog is all about rebirth. Okay, so you're definitely able to create new beginnings for yourself is what I see here. You're really good at creating new beginnings. You're not somebody that likes to like stay stuck in the past or keep the same routine. You like to keep it pushing. Definitely being on that broom, very fast energy, right? And this pile I had actually was thinking of associated either with air or fire. I kept going back and forth between air and fire, between pile 1 and 5, which should be which. And pile 5 is this card, actually, the Cursing Witch. And here it came out in your pile. So definitely there's air and fire here. So the Cursing Witch is here, which, like I said, is pile 5. So you're also really good, again, with your intentions, but also with your words. Like, you're really somebody that carries a lot of power with your words. Kind of reminds me of my brother. He's Taurus, you know, he's Taurus energy, and his words have such an intense power to them that they affect you. It will be in a good way or in a good positive way or in a bad negative way. Either way, they're going to affect you. His words are going to have so much power. And this is what I feel with you too. It's like your words do have a lot of weight to them. And one thing I always tell people is like, watch your words. Don't say that, because you know, you speaking that into reality. You speak words into reality, and I feel like this is what you are able to do. Not everybody can do that, right? They can just talk out their ass and it means nothing. But for you, I do feel like you're able to speak things into your reality. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, sorry about that. That was my grandson. I had to tell him to quiet it down because he's being really loud. So yeah, speaking really loud, right? Words having power. You also have 25 here, the East Witch, and we do have the little compass here. I do feel like you're really good with also with like, you like traveling, again, that fire element, right? You like to be on the go. You don't like the same routine. You don't like to be stuck in things. And then we have 3 here, the Eternal Witch. Okay, so this is definitely somebody that can travel in between worlds. She has her little space moon man helmet on her and her cat. Okay, and then here's the rocket ship. So you're definitely somebody that is able to travel in between worlds, dimensions. So I do feel like you're somebody that can astral. You can astral travel, astral project, maybe in your dreams. You're able to astral project. Like, this is reminding me of the first time I ever did it. It's very, very vivid. I was 14 years old and I was asleep, and I remember seeing myself, you know, and I'm asleep, and I remember seeing myself leave my body, like my soul left my body, right? So like, let's say this is my soul and this is my body, and I remember it leaving, and I remember looking down at myself like, what the hell? What the hell? What's going on? Why am I here? And then I remember like lifting up more and more until like I touched the, give me 1 second, please. One interruption after another, pile one. So maybe you're somebody like that, that has like constant interruption, constantly things going on, right? Again, I do feel like you're somebody that your energy's constantly flowing, it's constantly moving. So, but I do remember kind of looking at myself and then kind of going higher and higher, and I remember like my back hitting the ceiling, like I was already at the top of the ceiling in the room. And I remember looking around, and I could see my sister in there because I shared a room with my sister at the time. I think I was I was 14, and I don't know, she was like, what, 17 or something. And so I remember looking over at my sister, and I remember looking over at me, and I remember even looking at everything in the room, the way my sister was laying down, and I can remember the position of my legs. My legs were almost like in the hanged man style, you know, in the tarot card, the hanged man. My legs were in that position, kind of like one was folded over. And I just looked, you know, and I was like, what the heck? And I remember I couldn't like get out the room. I was just kind of floating around in there. And then I tried to get back in my body, and I remember going down like that. Like I kept pushing, I guess, my soul into it. I kept pushing. And nothing would happen. And I pushed and pushed until after a while I snapped back in, and then I woke up. And when I woke up, I looked, and my legs were exactly in that position, in that hangman position. I looked over, my sister was exactly in the same position she was in, you know, when I was seated, and I was like looking around and everything, and I was like, whoa, what just happened? What was that? And so, long ass story, right, to tell you to tell you that I feel like you're somebody that can definitely astral project. And you know, maybe you do it in your dreams, maybe you don't even remember when you do it, right? But I do feel like you are somebody that is able to move around and to definitely connect into different locations. Again, you're not somebody that stays still, so even when you go to sleep, your soul is not still. Your soul is like, I'm out of here, bye. Let the body rest, I'm out of here, I got things to do, you know. Okay, so we do have the Five of Wands in the reverse, the Nine of Wands in the reverse, and we have the Six of Cups. You're also somebody that, you know, I feel like you're good at like diffusing situations, but also you're not somebody that's going to let yourself. Like if somebody is going to attack you, then you're definitely going to attack back. But you're not definitely somebody that is out to hurt people or get people or, you know, be vengeful or anything like that. I just feel like you are good at protecting yourself if somebody does something, but you're not trying to, like, you know, have problems with anybody. It's just people normally are drawn to look at you and maybe kind of have like hater energy towards you when they see you for some reason. I also feel like you might have a big butt, okay? And or something like with your body, maybe they're jealous of your body or something like that. I'm feeling something with your body, and people tend to kind of send negative energy. You're able to protect yourself good from that, you know. We do have Tiger's Eye here, 23 breaking down to a 5, changes, choices, and challenges. And it says Tiger's Eye helps with grounding, protection, self-confidence, inner strength, willpower, and clarity. So Tiger's Eye is really good. Yeah, it is really good for grounding. It is really good for protection. It's normally good for like the air signs. I mean, a lot of signs can use it. I forgot what signs it's not good for. But it's really good for the air signs. It's also not good if you have like aggression issues, which I don't think you do, because again, I feel like you're somebody that can diffuse situations. Even, you know, yes, you might get angry and you know, also attack if they attack you, but you're not somebody that's going to start it. So in this guy here, I mean, look at him. He looks like he's been through it. He has like cuts and bruises, looks like, on his forehead. I'm not sure. But he really does look like he's been through it. So you're definitely somebody that's probably been through a lot of things. And so because of that, you know how to protect yourself. Tiger's Eye to me, and I always say this, you know, it always reminds me of Rocky and the song Eye of the Tiger and all that. So, you know, so again, you're like definitely somebody that's going to fight. You're going to protect your energy for sure. You are going to protect it. You're going to fight for your rights and the rights of others. And, you know, you have a very Very strong energy. It's very strong. And like I said, because it's strong, it's like weak people will look at you kind of with hatred, with jealousy. Weak people will look at you that way. Other strong people will like look at you and applaud you, and you know, and appreciate you. We have 23 breaking down to a 5. Wow. Oh, both cards are 23. Okay, 23 might be a number of significance to you, okay? My granddaughter outside, I don't know if you could hear that. We have skeleton strength. Yeah, exactly. Like I was saying, you definitely do have a lot of strength. Could be physical strength too, but also here with the skeleton, your skeletal figure, your body, right? I feel like people, that's what they tend to look at, and that's what they tend to get jealous of that strength that you have. You definitely do have a lot of inner strength, okay? You definitely do have a lot of inner strength. Oh, wow. Strength here, okay? And then we have number 2 with apple, risk and reward. There's that poison apple, and it's has a heart shape, but there's like the red liquid coming from it. You know what I mean? So here with risk and reward, again, you are somebody that will take risk, that will like do challenges, and there's a reward for it. You know, you're not somebody that keeps yourself stuck or keeps yourself down, or you keep yourself in the same situation. You're definitely somebody that is into like you definitely do want to like progress yourself and think ahead, because I've seen so many people, known so many people that they don't care, like they don't care about progressing themselves, about learning more, about thinking ahead. Like they don't they just don't. I don't know, but you're definitely somebody that does. You're definitely, and like I said, you're somebody that is like go go go. You have a very, your energy is very much about like movement, and yeah, definitely with the East Witch here, you also have good luck. You also somebody that tends to have good luck, and again, I do feel like you speak those things into existence. Even though you go through difficulties, you kind of like, it's going to get better, it's going to get better, or you say your mantras or your affirmations or whatever it is that you say. That's what helps. It ends up helping. Also, you might be good with food. You might be a good cook or something like that. Also, you might be somebody that like sets the intention into what you make. You might cook your food with love. Like my granddaughter yesterday, she had said she made a cake with love for her brother, and she's like, this cake is made with love. And I started laughing. I thought that was so cute. She made him a cake with love, and I'm like, I'm sure it tastes better with like that, you know. And that's the same thing with you. I feel like you definitely set those intentions, speak those words, and have those feelings to where you make things better. So you could even make your food better by setting the intention of, you know, it's I'm making it for the ones I love, or the one I love, or people I care about, or whatever, you know. Because like, let's think about it. Like, let's say somebody, like a cook at a restaurant, right, and they're cooking food, but they've had a really bad day, and they're angry, and they're in a bad mood, and they're cooking the food for the customers, and they're angry. They're not gonna probably have the best tasting food that day. You know what I mean? Again, it's the intention, it's the mood, it's the energy. Okay. All right, let me get some of these cards here. Let me get 3, please. Let me get 3 cards. Don't want to make this reading too long. Did a card come out? Yeah. Pain. 50 breaking down to a 5. There's that 5 again. 23 here, and then we have 5 here. We have the 5 of Wands over here. You have a lot of 5s. Pain, guarded, apprehensive, putting a wall, and excruciating pain. Yeah, because like with this tiger's eye here, you've probably been through a lot. You've probably have definitely been through a lot of pain, been through a lot of things, and it is 5 and then 5 here again. So definitely you've been through a lot of things, but again, you're somebody that keeps pushing through. You don't let that pain consume you. You don't let that pain make you. You know, you change from it, you heal from it, and it also makes you who you are now, but you don't let it like keep you stuck or defy you. That one and this one right here. Okay, we have 15 breaking down to a 6 with spirit, protected aura, divine intervention, guardian angel, shielding. Yeah, definitely you are definitely somebody protected, and you also do know how to protect your energy. So you definitely know how to call on spirit, divine intervention, guardian angel. You definitely have guardian angels too with you. We have 13 breaking down to a 4 with denial, contradicting, refusal, dismissal, not facing reality. Okay, so these are the people that, again, that I feel like they're the haters. And she has her mouth, like stitches on her mouth. Her mouth has been sewn shut. And yeah, these are people that don't have the capacity that you have. Like, they're not able to do the things that you're able to do. Again, like I said, I feel like you're able to speak things into existence, and she has her mouth sewn shut. So these are people that can't do that. These are these haters that see what you're able to do, and they can't do that because, you know, they might be going through these troubles and tribulations and be in pain too, but they're not able to like shift from it the way you're able to. Okay. All right, let's get 3 cards from here, and I think that will be it. That will be it, because I've gone on long enough. Okay. We got 2. We have the 3 of Cups, and we have Temperance in the reverse. So we have Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Definitely fire here. Yeah, you're definitely able to bring balance with yourself, and again with others, those that you care about. You're able to bring balance and joy to them. Like, you're able to help them, especially with the cursing witch here. Oh, this cursing witch, she can definitely talk a lot of ish, right? She can definitely talk it, but at the same time, I feel like you are able to help those that you care about. Like, again, your words are able to help them. We have the 2 of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, but this is mostly Capricorn energy. Yeah, you've had a lot of difficulties, but I always feel like you're always able to shift it. You're always able to kind of, I guess, see like the bright side of things, you know? So that really does help. It really does help. That is like your witchy gift, being able to see the bright side of things, but also knowing that there is a dark side, and knowing that you can protect yourself. And if they do something to you, then you're definitely going to come out, you know, with them boxing gloves and that tiger's eye. Anything else? I do feel like you're definitely somebody that can make people feel better, and especially when they're going, like, I heard down the wrong road. Okay. So maybe you're able to see, have an awareness that people are making bad decisions, and you're able to help them or talk to them, right? Because again, I feel like it's something about your words carrying a lot of power. They're able to like listen to you, because we could have people tell us things and it goes in one ear and out the other. But again, it's something about the way your words carry power that I feel like people are able to listen and say, you know what, you're right. I did make a bad decision. I shouldn't have done that. Or you're right. This is better for me than that. And you know what I mean? So I do feel like you're able to help people with that, is what I'm seeing. And like I said, I heard especially when they're going down the wrong road. So you're definitely able to help fix the situations. Bring balance here with this 2 of Pentacles. You're able to bring balance. Because I do feel like when you've been in hard times, you always try to balance it out with seeing like the bright side of it. Seeing like, okay, it's bad, but it could be worse because it could have been this, but it's actually... So I feel like you're somebody that you're able to do that, have that balance of like, okay, you know? Okay. All right, well, that's all I have for you, Pile 1. I hope this message resonates, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. So for those of you who chose pile number 214, the Toil and Trouble Witch, I always like to associate the piles with an element. And so for this pile, I've associated it with Earth. So you could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, okay? Here with the Toil and Trouble Witch, I'm getting that you're somebody that is able to feel when something is off, something is bad, or something's not right. Like, you might think of your friend and be like, let me check on her and see if she's okay. And then you'll call that friend, and that friend is like crying, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going through such a bad breakup right now, or whatever. And they're telling you, and they're like, thank you for calling me. I really needed it at this moment. I don't know how you knew, but thank you for calling me. So it's just, you have that. So it's like you are able to feel when something isn't right or something is off. You're able to see it. So it's especially with people that you are connected with, you know, your friends, your loved ones, those that are close around you. You're able to feel when something is off about them, the vibration or something isn't right. And maybe others don't see it or notice it, but you pick up on it. You're definitely somebody that picks up on things. Okay, so we have 17 here, breaking down to an 8 with growing up, wanting to grow and experience rejection of perpetual youth. Okay, so yeah, you're somebody very mature, definitely earth element with this card. I feel like they're born adults, you know, earth signs are just born little people. They're born adults. And so I do feel like you're somebody very smart. Also like somebody that people might see as a pessimist, you know, like people might say like you're just thinking negative or you want to see the negative, and you're like, no, I'm just seeing what I'm seeing, you know. So I do feel like you're born with this like little old soul, you know. So you've definitely been here a lot of lifetimes is what I'm feeling with this growing up card. You're like, I don't, like, even as a kid, probably didn't want to be a kid. You're like, I just want to grow up. I just want to get to business. I just want to get to work. I just want to make my money, you know. You were probably like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to play with toys. I just want to grow up. So I definitely do feel that very earth energy here. We have the Four of Wands. We have death in the reverse, and we have the Tower in the reverse. So you probably have had a lot of things happen to you in the past. You've been through a lot. I also feel like you're somebody that is connected with spirit very much so you probably have like mediumship abilities. I don't know if you know them or explore them, but see how she has two ghosts here behind her too, actually, and a spider. Yeah, definitely so associated with death here is what I'm feeling. A lot of association with death. So you, here with the death card here, I feel like you have a lot of association with death. You've probably also experienced a lot of loss in your life. You probably had a lot of loved ones pass. And I'm sorry if you've had, but I also feel like you're somebody that is able to understand like death or what it means, and then also the grieving process. I definitely do feel like you understand it. Maybe you've been able to talk to people again. Maybe you might be feeling something's wrong with a friend, or they're feeling sad. Like you're able to pick up emotion. I feel you're somebody very deep. Like you're just very deep. You go into a depth that others can't go into, but you're also able to show them, help them, guide them through things. Okay. So here, like I said, I do feel like you have mediumship abilities. You might be able to see ghosts, right? You might be able to see spirit. You might see, you know, things from the corner of your eye, and you're like, did I see that? Or maybe I just thought I saw that. But you might be able to pick up on those things too. I do feel like you are very connected. You also might have a lot of spirit guides around you, like connecting with you, also protecting you. She does have her witch hat on. So you're definitely connected. You're definitely connected here. And then we do have the Tower in the reverse. Again, Scorpio, Aries energy here. You definitely been through some things, through some challenges. And these could have been in childhood. This could also have made you like the strong person that you are, because again, I feel like a lot of people say, oh, you're just a pessimist, you're just thinking wrong, you're thinking negative, and you're like, no, I'm seeing it real. I'm being a realist, right? I'm seeing things for what they really are here. You're definitely able to see somebody's bull, even though they might have a sweet face. Now my throat wants to close. They might have like a really sweet face and be saying all the right things, all the charming words, but you're able to see it, is what I'm getting. Okay, then we have 79 here. They're mad because you pay no mind to them. Okay, so yeah, definitely these people that you know are full of bull and full of baloney, you're just kind of don't even try to like talk to them or interact with them, and they get mad. They're like, well, why aren't you paying attention to me? Why aren't you, you know, giving me the attention I want and deserve? So yeah, people definitely do get bothered by you because you're able to see through the bull. You're like, I'm not here for superficiality. I'm not here for fake friends. I'm not here for fake relationships. And if you definitely feel like they're not being real, you just don't, you know, keep in touch with them. You don't contact them. You just whatever, you know. We have 7 here with death. What does it say? The eternal cycle begins here. Yeah, exactly, with the death card again. We have the death card here twice. This is number 7 here. It does give me or earth element though, even though it is Scorpio. So definitely, yeah, definitely earth and Scorpio here. But here with the death card, you might be a Scorpio or an earth sign, but yeah, there's a lot of Scorpio here. So again, you connect with death, you connect with the spirit realm. You might have mediumship abilities that you need to maybe explore. Yeah, you've been here a lot of lifetimes. You're definitely an old soul. And then we have 11, graveyard, unnecessary fear. Yeah, exactly. There, look, death and graveyard, okay? And then we have death and the tower here. Yeah. Unnecessary fear. Yeah, you definitely don't have a fear of death. Again, like I said, maybe you've experienced a lot of losses, but also you're somebody very deep and you have an understanding of death. So again, it's the mediumship abilities here at the graveyard, right? And the death card. So you're definitely somebody that's able to communicate with spirit. You might even have gone to like a cemetery, you know, to like investigate. You might even done that kind of thing. I'm also kind of like seeing somebody like with the Ouija board, like that type of thing, like to connect the with the other side is what I'm seeing. You might have done things like that. Yeah, I do feel like you might see things that you feel like, oh, I didn't really see that, you know? Okay, and then we have 11 here with the love witch. Okay, this also, you make people fall in love with you, and it's almost like they feel like you cast a spell on them, and then you might even think to yourself, damn, what did I do? Like, why is this person all up on me? Like, why don't they give me a break? Why don't they leave me alone? You know, and this could be for anybody, not just like romantic partners, but people are very drawn to you. The love witch here, she almost, yeah, it's almost like she gives people that love potion that draws them to her, that makes people, you know, be in love with her. So you're somebody that draws people to you. You might smell really good too, is what I'm getting here. She has like the potion here in her hand, makes me think of a perfume bottle. You might smell really good too, and people might, you might be walking down the street and people just turn around and be like, oh, you smell so good, you know? So I do feel that too. Like, you definitely are somebody that draws people in, and I feel like you're not trying to. I feel like you really aren't trying to draw people in, but you naturally do. Okay, now we have 13. Oh, which is the death card, right? But here, the happily ever after witch. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, she has a little owl on her shoulder. Yeah, definitely the happily ever after witch. Again, people are very drawn to you. And then we have here the Four of Wands. People want to be around you. They're very drawn to you. You know, which is weird because again, I feel like you're not trying to draw in people. You're like, you're happy and you're at peace with yourself and whatever situation and people you have in your life. But I feel like you're constantly drawing more people in, and you're kind of like, it's getting kind of overcrowded here in my space because you have so many people. Okay, and then we have 15, the heavenly witch. Look at that. She has the stars, the moon, the sun, very pretty up in the clouds. The heavenly witch, it is about like making dreams reality, right? Again, you can draw people in, but also you are able to see a lot of things in your dreams. So you might get a lot of messages in your dreams too, is what I'm getting. So that might be one of your witchy powers, which is very Pisces energy, Pisces moon especially. Pisces moon will get their messages in dreams. So you might be somebody that gets a lot of messages in your dreams, and you might be like, that was a weird dream. No, it wasn't a dream, it was a message. Especially when you can remember all the little details in it, it's a message. So you definitely do get a lot of messages, you know, from those that have crossed over into your dreams. You get those messages in your dreams. Okay. All right, let's get some cards here. I don't want this reading to go on too long because you know me, I can go on forever. Okay, we have secrets, 45 breaking down to a 9. Love affair. Keep keeping things inside, not opening up illusions. So here with love affair, and again, the love witch, the happily after witch, the Four of Wands, again, I feel like you draw people in. There's something very sensual about your energy. And it's not even about the way you dress or anything. It's your energy. It's that energy you carry. Very like almost like dark, mysterious, like secrets, like people would love for you to open up to them. That people look at you and they're like, I want to know pile number 2 secrets. Like, I want their secrets revealed to me. I want them to open up to me. People would love to have a love affair with you. Okay, we have 21 breaking down to a 3 with drama. Creating problems, thirsty for attention, overreacting, and drama queen. Okay, so we do have this, it's underneath this card. 79, 21. Okay. They're mad because you pay no mind to them. And then the card here. Creating problems, thirsty for attention, overreacting, drama queen, drama. Okay, so here with this person or these people that get mad because, again, you don't vibe with them. They're superficial. Maybe you just knew that behind that pretty face was something ugly. You know what I mean? And you just don't want to talk to them, you don't want to call them, you don't want to interact with them, and then they get mad and create drama because they're like, oh, you know, why don't you talk to me, why haven't you called me, why aren't we friends, blah blah blah, and you're like, I'm just busy, whatever, but you don't want drama. You know that these people are nothing but problems and you're not trying to have that. So you definitely will have those people too that want your attention. Okay, we have fired up, 10, breaking down to a 1. Fuming with rage, overwhelming, explosion of emotions, very angry. Okay, so I feel like people get very angry that if you ignore them because people crave your attention. It's like you crave a chocolate, right? Or at least me, I love chocolate. You crave a chocolate and you just, oh, I gotta go to the store and get a chocolate. I feel like people crave your attention like that. But you can also get fired up. You can also get pissed off. And I feel like you try to not go there. I feel like you really do try to be composed. Again, I feel like you're this little adult since you were born. So you definitely do try to be the adult, to be the bigger person. But people, if they want to F around, they're going to find out, right? They're going to get you fired up. We have 33 with muse, inspired by you, listening to music, emotional bond, song lyrics. Again, people get emotionally attached to you with you being like, what? Didn't I just meet you yesterday? You know, people will get emotionally attached. 33, yeah. People do feel like you are the right person for them when they meet you. Whether it's the right friend, the right lover, the right partner, the right whatever, they feel like you are the right one. You are the muse. They are inspired by you. So there's a lot of people that also might be inspired by you. They want to like copy things that you do. They want to learn from you too. They want to know the depth that you know. Like, again, there's a lot that you know. There's a lot of depth to you and people want to know about it. People definitely want to know about that. And we have 44 with finality, differences, divorce, breakup, not looking back. Yeah, you're definitely somebody that has gone through a lot of tower moments, okay? So maybe, yeah, you've had a divorce, maybe a breakup. But again, on the last line, it says not looking back. Again, you just move forward. You're not trying to stay in that past, in that drama, in that stuck energy. Okay, so let's go ahead. This growing up card, she has very sad looking eyes. So I feel like there might be a lot of sadness in your eyes too. I also feel a lot of intensity with her eyes here. I feel like they are intense. Like Scorpios have very intense eyes. So I feel that Scorpio and earth energy. So, and then this one has sad eyes. So again, it's that water and earth energy here. We have temperance. Look at that, fire. Pile 1 also had temperance as their first card, but it was in the reverse, Sagittarius energy. You're definitely somebody that is, again, able to balance things out. Things take time, and you know that. Okay, we have the 6 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, you've definitely gone through something, especially because I put it under the death card. You've definitely gone through a lot of things where people Again, you've had these people here, people that were dramatic, people that were talking about you, people that were enraged about you because you weren't giving them attention. Like it could have been somebody that you didn't want to date, or you went out on a date and you didn't like him, so you didn't take his calls after that first date. And then he starts like telling everybody and bashing you and saying all these negative things about you and what a horrible person you are. And they're like, yeah, I wouldn't date pile two because they're not my type anyway. They're ugly, they're this, they're that. And it's like somebody, you know, bashing you, talking about you again because you're not giving them that attention they want. Ugh. And you're like, what did I do? I'm just being me. And if I didn't vibe with you, why am I going to put more time and energy into it, right? Why would you be fake and do that? Because you're not capable of being fake. Like, that's not you. A Queen of Wands. Oh my goodness, look at that. You a bad bee. Okay, so the Queen of Wands definitely is the witchiest of all the queens. She's very sensual. Again, I do feel like you have a very sensual energy about you. She is the most sensual. She is, you know, the most beautiful, the one everybody is drawn to. Everybody wants to talk to her. So this is definitely you. This is your energy. This is Leo energy. Could be a Leo or have Leo in your chart. Very beautiful, very attractive. Again, people are drawn to your eyes. I feel like people are very drawn to your eyes, drawn to your lips, and they want to know more about you. They want to, like I said, there's like men, you know, that want to date you, women that want to be like you, like definitely. All right, well, that's all I have for you, Pirates. I don't want to make this too long. That's all I have for you. I hope this message resonates, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. So for those of you who chose pile number 3, number 15 here, the Thunder and Lightning Witch. I always like to associate the piles with an element, and so for this pile, we've associated with electricity. Okay, so you could be any of the 12 zodiacs with electricity. And so one thing me and my nephew were talking about the other day last time was like, how is it that they say electricity can't be an element because it's man-made? Well, shit, fire is man-made too, right? And it's an element. And electricity is an element. It is something that you can use. It is something that you can feel, you know. I mean, sometimes, right, when we walk on the carpet and then we have that electric shock or whatever, we have that electricity going through us. So definitely that is something we can feel. That is something we can connect with. Yeah, so anyways, so I'm like, what? I'm going blank here. So with the Thunder and Lightning Witch, this is somebody that's gone through a lot of hard times. I mean, look at her dress, even has like a patch here on it. There's a lot of difficulties, but you're somebody that has very strong emotion. You're definitely somebody that has very strong emotion, very strong convictions about what you feel, what you say, what you do. Kind of reminds me of like, and I feel bad too, but it was like a heated argument that I was having with my sister, which I shouldn't have, you know. I feel bad, but I was having a heated argument with her and we were just raising our voices louder and louder. And as I got angrier, the lights in the room started flickering, and as she looked at the lights, and she just like, oh, she brought down that tone so much, like she didn't want to argue with me no more. And I was like, that's right, you know. But at the same time, I'm like, wait, let me tone it down, because I was again attracting that electrical charge, right? And we do connect with spirit, right? Sometimes through electricity, sometimes through a candle. The candles start flickering again. The lights in the room will be flickering, things like that, where we are able to kind of draw it in and pull it in more with electricity, that electrical, you know, current we have going through us. So I do feel like you're somebody that has very deep, very strong emotions, very strong convictions, but you've also gone through a lot of things. Like I said, she has that patch on her dress, like she's had a lot of difficulties. But I also feel that your thing is, you don't let those difficulties define you. You're somebody that can definitely pick yourself up and change the situation. It might not change to like overnight drastically into the opposite of, oh, it's so much better, I'm a millionaire now. But little by little, you're able to drag yourself from point A to point B, from point B to point C, and so on and so on. So you're able to actually do it. You're able to accomplish those things, move out of those challenges. And again, it's through you, those feelings that you feel like, I can't stay like this, I can't continue like this, I can't be like this, I can't hurt like this, right? So you're able to make those changes, and that is one of your witchy powers for sure. We have 19 here, breaking down to a 10, breaking down to a 1. Who in the world are you? Okay, getting to know the new you. Yeah, definitely getting to know the new you. You probably asking yourself, who in the world are you? Because again, I feel like you've gone through a lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties that might have dragged you down, that might have pulled you down, and you've been like, who am I? Is it worth this? Am I worth this? Right? But you know that you are worth it, and that you can get through things, and you pull yourself out of it. Here she's holding a pomegranate. I think it looks like a pomegranate in her hand. And to me, pomegranates, I mean, they are for fruitfulness. They're for like they're for birth, they're for prosperity. But to me, pomegranates always make me feel a sadness. I see a pomegranate and I feel a sadness when I see them. I don't know why, and they're so delicious, right? But like I said, they do represent growth. They do represent fertility. They represent you know, prosperity. But at the same time, for me, a pomegranate is always going to feel a deep sadness. So I feel like, again, you've had a deep sadness, but also that pomegranate represents, you know, fertility, a fertility of ideas, abundance, fertility of life, fertility of growth within you, a fertility of change. So there's definitely a lot of things here that is your witchy power, is your ability to overcome. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords here with one of these what are they called? Oh gosh, I can't think of what these cats are called. The ones that don't have any fur. Oh my gosh, I can't think of what they're called. But anyways, he's full of tattoos, so you might have tattoos. Seven of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You might have a lot of tattoos, okay? And the cat has the moon right under, right here. Water, Pisces, Cancer. Pisces, Cancer energy here. The moon represents the emotion. It also is the changing of phases. So it's like you here with the Seven of Swords, you know, it's like somebody that's been cheated on and lied to and all these negative things, right, that the Seven of Swords represents. But also with the moon here, you're able to have clarity over them. You're able to move on from them. And you're also able to change from them, because again, it's in that oh gosh, what is this face of the moon called when it's like this, the crescent moon? So you're able to change through those phases of it. Just like the moon is constantly changing, you're constantly able to change those emotions too. And the cat has a heart and sword tattoo right underneath his neck. Communication, the way you communicate also. We have the Five of Swords here, and this cat only has one eye. Okay, and then we have, oh my gosh, the Ten of Swords in the reverse. All your three tarot cards are swords energy, electricity. And like I said, with electricity, it can be any of the 12 elements, 12 signs, but you have all air. All your tarot cards were air. That's a lot of mental, right? There's a lot of mental here. And again, here with this first card, who in the world are you? Yeah, you've probably been in your head a lot about, who am I? Like, why me, right? Why the struggle? Why the blocks too? Because I feel like you're somebody that's had a lot of blocks, but also you've been able to remove them. You've been able to get around those blocks, climb over them, remove them, dig under them, whatever the situation's been. You've been able to remove those blocks. So I think it's your faith too, honestly. I feel like it's your faith that keeps you pushing. Whatever it is you believe in, whatever deities, whatever, however you pray, I feel like it is your faith that has kept you pushing, honestly. Very good. Wow. And we have number 8 here, Jupiter retrogrades, problems with making important life changes for future and benefit expansion, abundance and prosperity, Jupiter retrograde. So yeah, exactly. I feel like there's been a lot of blockages here for you. There's been a lot of challenges. You know, Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It's the planet of luck. It's the planet of prosperity, you know, good things. But it's like, seems to be constantly in retrograde for you. You know, we have the Ten of Swords, we have the Five of Swords, we have the Seven of Swords. It's like you constantly have these swords being put in your back. And you're like, why? What can I do or what? But again, at the same time, I feel like your faith is what kind of helps keep pushing. You know, you keep pushing because of your faith. There's been a lot of tough lessons here for you in this lifetime. I definitely feel that. There's been a lot of tough lessons in this lifetime for you. Okay? Almost to where you feel like the experiences you've had have aged you more than, you know, what you should be feeling. You probably feel like you've had the weight of the world on your shoulders. You might even have physical pains or physical ailments because of always being in your head, the troubles, the stress, the worries, things like that. But again, there's something in you that you keep changing, and you get yourself out of it. We have 9 here, 9, the number of completion, forgiveness. Reducing burdens. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So you're able, somebody that's able to forgive, to reduce your burdens, right? Because you're like, if I let it go, I'm done. I don't have to carry that weight with me. I don't have to have it with me. I don't have to have it in my mind with me, because you are somebody that's in your mind a lot, and you reduce those burdens by letting shit go. You let it go like Elsa, right? And so, yeah, you definitely let things go so that you don't have to carry more than what you're already carrying, you know? So you're able somebody that's out, like, that's able to forgive. And you might even be the one to reach out to people and be like, you know what, I know you wronged me, you didn't say sorry, but I still forgive you, because I gotta let it go, you know. We have 34 breaking down to a 7. Winter, the sacredness of pausing. Oh wow, winter. Yeah, you've definitely gone through a lot of things. I want to be like, whew, I want to take a deep breath here with you and for you. You've definitely gone through a lot of things, but winter is also when we pause, when we stop things, right? So again, it's like you're able to understand that in these seasons, things are going to change, things are going to be different. And with winter here, you know that things will pause. Things will pause. There will be a break from the thunder and the lightning. There will be a break in the winter, okay? So you're definitely somebody that knows that things constantly change, and it can't always like stay bad forever, you know? So you understand that eventually the good will come. Yeah, you're somebody very hopeful. You definitely, faith is, it's the big emphasis here. It's your faith. It's your faith that keeps you in that witchy gift. We have number 1 here with the tortured witch. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The tortured witch. And look, she's looking at the moon. There's 3 bats flying over the moon, and her hands are like in that begging, praying motion, almost like she's begging, right? Like praying, but kind of like begging. So the tortured witch, yeah, you're somebody that's been through a lot of things, but again, it's that faith, because she's almost like begging or pleading with the moon, help me out here. And I be doing this. I go out to the moon, and I unload, you know. I'll talk to the moon, and I'll just unload to the moon and say all my troubles and worries. And this is what the tortured witch is doing. So I feel like this is your energy too. Again, knowing that you can let go and not carry it with you. That's not weight that you need. Because then it does change you. It does change who you are if you carry it with you. It changes who you are. And that's not, it's changed you, but not like to where you're a negative person. Okay. These things have definitely changed to where your mind is like, I know things, like I understand, and I also understand that it can't stay this way. It has to get better. It has to. But it doesn't change you into a negative person. Okay, we have 18 here with the water witch. Oh, look at that. So yeah, it's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here with the water witch. We have a crab here. She almost looks like Medusa too. And we know the story of Medusa, how she was made to look like the villain, but it was somebody else who did something to her that, you know, they shouldn't have. But you're somebody you can definitely feel things. You can feel the emotions of others. You're somebody very sensitive. Definitely, yeah, very much like Pisces energy, water element. So you're definitely somebody that's in your heart and in your head a lot. You definitely go between your heart and your head a lot. I feel like in your head there's constant stress. You're constantly like trying to figure things out, and then in your heart you're like, I feel faith. I feel like it's going to get better. I feel like I'm gonna be at peace. I feel, you know. So it's reflection and those type of things that definitely help you move through things. You're somebody very sensitive. You're a very sensitive soul. Okay, so we have 26 here with the West Witch. Yeah, with the West Witch too, again, things are changing. And then we have winter here, and this is the card that also talks about autumn here. And this card talks about like you knowing that things are going to change, seasons change, the moon cycles change, right? Because here the moon is like full, and over here, like I said, where was it? Here is that crescent moon, and so you know that things are going to change, that they're not going to stay the same. Also, autumn might be your lucky season. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. Autumn might be where things are going good for you, where you see positive changes here, where you might be able to do some of your witchy stuff, witchy spells, witchy like rituals, things like that in the fall season that might be good for you. Okay, we also have the sun setting here. Sunset, money. Fall season might be when money is good for you too. You might be able to manifest better, or manifest money, or manifest anything more like in the fall season. There's like a little porcupine here. I don't know what this is. I definitely feel like you are able to shift energies, especially when you feel the retrogrades heavy in your life. You're able to like let go and lift that weight off, especially with the 9 here. 10 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, you've gone through a lot of things. Okay, let me get some cards here. Let me get 3 cards here for you. You might also be able to like think of people and they're able to like call you. I think pile 2 or 1 had something like this. But for you, I feel like when you really feel it, like you feel like you want that person to call you, they're going to call you. They're definitely going to call you when you're feeling them, when you like you're really thinking about that person, not just thinking about them, but like feeling them. We have 31, breaking down to a 4 with gossip, spreading rumors, petty conversations, smearing your image, making you the fool. Yeah, like I said, you've had a lot of this in your life where people have done this to you and you're like, why me, you know? Because I feel like this isn't you. You don't gossip. So it's like, why are you feel like, why are others gossiping about me? But I do feel like you're somebody that has been judged a lot and wrongfully judged by people. I feel like you're, honest, I want to say you're very nice, but almost people don't see you that way. Justice. What is that? 61. Legal matters, court visit, legal papers, and divorce. Oh, wow. It's that air element again here with the 10 of Swords in the reverse, the 5 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords. So you could be getting justice again. Somebody wronged you. Maybe they cheated on you, divorced you, but you are going to get justice. Like you're definitely able to, how do I say this? Like to get your life going in a better direction, because we have the direction here, the West Witch. And I do feel like you are able to get things, even though things might be wrong and people wrong you and they do bullshit to you, they think they can tear you down, but it doesn't last. Like you're actually able to bring justice for yourself, because these are not things that you deserve. Again, people gossiping about you, people like wrongly, you know, saying negative things about you or saying things about you. You do get your justice. Okay, we have clown, 14 breaking down to a 5. Degrading, appearances, shame, and humiliation. Yeah, exactly. I do feel like people have judged you on your looks. Yeah. And we have clown, degrading, appearances, shame, and humiliation. People have tried to humiliate you. Maybe talk about the way you dress. You know, like I said, she has a patch on her dress. Maybe people talked about like the way you dress or your style or the way you do your hair. Whatever it is, I do feel like people have focused on that and tried to make fun of you. But in the end, they're the clown because you do get your justice. I feel like also you get to have your haters watch you shine, you know? I also feel that they watch you shine. They might watch you suffer at first, but then they watch you shine, and then it's like, well, what can they do about it, right? All they can do is just watch. And we have strength here. Wow. Look at that, the strength card. Speaking of you shining and getting through things, getting your justice from these clowns. Look, strength, Leo energy. Okay, we have the moon in the reverse. So here's that moon. And then we have the shadow side in the reverse, which is the devil. Look at that. Capricorn energy, Cancer energy, and Leo energy. I do feel like you have a connection with the moon, especially with the thunder and the lightning witch here. I feel like you definitely have a connection with the moon and how she is right here, kind of like pleading to the moon. You might be really good at doing rituals in certain phases of the moon, maybe the new moon or the full moon or whatever moon, right? But you might be really good at doing your rituals when there's certain moon phases here, because I do feel like you're somebody that changes, kind of like with the phases of the moon. You definitely know that you go through those changes. So here, I feel like your strength is when those certain moon phases are whatever they're at, you're able to work your magic. You're definitely somebody that's able to work your magic through the moon. So I don't know if you're a Cancer or a Pisces, or you have that somewhere in your chart, or that could be your moon sign. Maybe a Cancer moon. Yeah, definitely Cancer moon is what I'm feeling here. Then we have the shadow side in the reverse. See, this girl is tied to the tree, I think. and the guy is looking at her, but like almost like screaming, like, get away from me. But he's the one that's not tied. She is. So again, I feel like they do, your haters, these clowns do get to see you shine. Here's that justice where, you know, maybe it backfires, whatever they try to do or say about you, it backfires on them. And I do feel like she's over here like speaking lightning, right? She's speaking lightning through her magic. So again, you're definitely somebody that you might have a lot of a charge with your emotions and your thoughts, and you're able to put it out there, kind of again like making the lights flicker or the candles flicker, stuff like that. You might have that kind of pull in you because your energy has that charge to it. But definitely here with the moon energy, might also work well with the moon goddesses. That's where your magic is also. It comes through, it amplifies with the moon goddesses. I feel like people underestimate you, honestly. But you're somebody that I would be like afraid afraid of, you know, just because like if somebody wronging you, they underestimate you and they think they can gossip about you, they think they can wrong you, they think they can put these swords in your back, they think they can do these things to you, and they don't understand that they're underestimating you because you're like charged with all this power, and you do have a lot of spirit guides, a lot of spiritual energy around you. And your last card here was the shadow side, number 15. Your card here is number 15, okay? That is the devil, that is Capricorn energy, and here we have the shadow side 15. Okay, so people definitely do underestimate what you're able to pull yourself out of. They think they can bury you in the hole. They don't know how you're going to pull yourself out. They don't know that you're able to, you know. And you're like, why me? Why do I gotta keep going through these lessons and these cycles and somebody putting me in a hole? Like, I wasn't doing nothing but minding my business, reading a book, and all of a sudden somebody comes and puts me in a hole. Right now I gotta dig myself out of it. But you show them that you dug yourself out of them. They get to see. That's the thing. They get to see that you come out of it. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I have for you. I hope this message resonates, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So for those of you who chose pile number 4, number 6, the changeling witch, I always like to associate the piles with an element. And so for this pile, I've associated it with water. So it could be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This is my second time recording this pile again. Because at first I had a lot of interruptions, and even though I was already like 5-6 minutes in, I was like, just restart it. So hopefully in this pile we don't have those interruptions, okay? But so here you got the changeling witch, which does talk about you being able to feel the energies of people, especially those that you're connected with and that, you know, you're in tune with, those loved ones. You're able to feel their emotions even if they're not telling you, even if they're not showing it, you're able to feel it. So you're definitely somebody that feels the vibrations of those others in the room. So of course, very water element, they feel those vibrations out, right? Very interesting, because you got 3 witch cards, and your third card was the changeling witch again. So twice you got the same card. This is just a little version of the deck, but it's the same exact card. You got it twice. So it's definitely confirmation. You're somebody very empathetic. You have a big heart. She has 2 hearts here. She has 2 hearts. So also I feel like the number 2 is emphasized a lot in your reading. We do have the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the High Priestess, which is the number 2. Okay, and then where else did we have the number 2? Oh, and then here, yeah, the Silver Moon Witch, number 2, okay? So here with the Silver Moon Witch, very water element again, Pisces, Cancer. And then we have all the water here. Again, you feel out those vibrations of the water, of people. You feel those energies. You're somebody... you're definitely clairsentient, I'll tell you that. You definitely are clairsentient. You feel things. You definitely feel those things. You're empathetic. You're an empath. Yeah, you're definitely able to pick up the vibrations and the feelings of those that you care about, even if they're not around, even if you don't see them, even if you don't talk to them. You're able to know, like, something's up, something's not right, something is up with Lucy. Let me call her and see if she's okay. And then, you know, you call her and she'll say she's going through problems, and, you know, she really needed an ear to listen, and there you were, right? So exactly, you're somebody that definitely picks up those vibrations. Also, I'm getting two spiritual gifts here, because again, with the number 2, I do feel like you have 2 big spiritual gifts. I mean, you probably have a whole list of them, right, is what I'm feeling, but you have like 2 more major ones that stand out more. And so here with the High Priestess, Pisces energy, you are psychic. So you're definitely somebody, again, you definitely feel things out. The High Priestess, she knows secrets. She has a lot of wisdom. She has a lot of inner knowing. So you definitely do almost know how to read people or read their secrets without them telling you, okay? But also psychic. You might also be able to know that something's going to happen, right? You might be able to like predict it, or you have this feeling something's going to happen, and then something does happen, right? So you're definitely, again, very strong with the emotions. This card, double confirmation, right? The cat is half black, half white, so it does give me that yin and yang, positive and negative balance. So you definitely do have a balance of the spiritual world and the earthly world. Like, you're very in tune with both, having that balance. We do have energy vampire here, 28 breaking down to a 10, breaking down to a 1. It says excessively demanding your attention and emotional support. So again, because you are very empathic, you might have a lot of energy vampires, and these are people that drain you. I feel like you might be around certain people that drain you, and you're probably like, I need to maybe talk to these people less, or like not be around them so much, because again, I do feel like you are that shoulder to lean on. You are that ear that listens, but at the same time, that can also weaken you. It can weaken your powers, right? Your witchy abilities, because it starts to drain you. It starts to suck everything out of you, and it goes to them, to the energy vampires. All that energy you have, it becomes their energy. They're fueled with it, and now you've taken on that weight of that negative energy, of those burdens they have, of the hateful energy, the negativity in their life. You take the weight on it. Oh, and then it drains you. My chair just went down. Okay, so then here we have 12 breaking down to a 3 with heart. Happiness in our hearts and home. Yeah, you're definitely somebody that you're very nurturing, for sure, especially how it says happiness in our hearts and home gives me Cancer energy. Cancer is all about the home, taking care of the home, taking care of the loved ones, right? Taking care of those they love, putting them first and putting themselves last. So that might be, again, a little bit of an issue here, especially with the energy vampires, that people take, and then they end up draining you out. You do need to be a little watchful of that, because you are very sensitive to energies. And then here we do have the 10 of Cups, and yeah, it's happiness. So you definitely do, you're somebody that brings happiness. You just take care of people. You're nurturing, so you just automatically take care of people. She has her cat, so you might love to take care of cats, pets, any type of animal. You might be really good with animals. Kind of reminds me of Snow White. You know how she kind of puts her hand out or whatever, and then like the birds would land on it, and the squirrels would be in her hair, or whatever she had going on. She had all the animals surrounding her. It kind of gives me that energy. So you might be somebody also that draws animals, you know, animal energy to you. So animal medicine might be really good for you to work with too, especially in healing, because I do see you do a lot of that. You do a lot of healing. So maybe animal medicine is really good. Watch my spirit animal Sundays, okay? Those are where you get messages from the spirit animals. But anyways, so you might be really good with animals too, or you might notice that animals are just drawn to you. You know, you might go to somebody's house, and their dog will be like rubbing up against you, and they're like, huh, that dog, my dog normally doesn't do that, you know. So again, there's something about your energy, okay? And then we have the spider here, 28 breaking down to a 10, breaking down to a 1 with community and web weaving. Yeah, exactly. You're somebody very, you know, you like to connect. You definitely like to connect with people, and those that like are your loved ones. You definitely do like to connect. The spider, he's all about connecting. Oh gosh, now there's a neighbor with the lawnmower. Sorry. So you are definitely about connecting with people, connecting with energies. This could also be connecting online, so you might be like in a group or a witchy group. I'm getting, you might even, I'm like in 3 witchy groups, I think, online, and that's a lot of fun, you know, to just kind of like just go on there real quick and, you know, connect. So you might also be on there. You might also help people that are like learning their little witchy stuff, their gifts, things like that. You might also help them kind of go on that path. Here we do have number 8, the wart tea witch, okay? And she has warts all over her face, and she has a toad with her. And so again, it's kind of like you with the animals. But the wart tea witch talks, wart tea witch, why do I say it like that? Warty, warts. Listen, I don't know what's going on with me. But anyways, so this card does talk about kind of seeing people for what they really are, warts and all. Like, it's not just the beauty that they have, but there's the warts, and also loving the warts and accepting the warts, right? So this is your energy. You're able to, again, see through people, feel those vibrations, and people are able to see that with you. You know, you might even look tough, or you know, you might have RBF, right? You might have RBF face, right? But people will, once they talk to you or even say hello to you, I think they're able to know that, like, oh, you're really nice, you're very caring, you're a nice person, you know? So I do feel like whatever it is, you're definitely able to connect with people, and they see that you're real, you're authentic, and you're somebody that's also able to seal, gosh, what the I can't talk with your pile. You're able to see people are real or if they're not real, right? Oh my gosh, what am I saying? Seal. Maybe seals too. Maybe that might be one of your spirit animals, the seal, and they're very playful, water element. Also could be Gemini energy with that. So it's a very useful, playful, very communicative, see, I can't talk, communicative energy, which kind of reminds me of the spider, but I can't talk. So let's make this video short. Let's make your reading short, because I'm like stumbling all over my words. And I know why that is too. I'm not wearing my hat. Oh my gosh. Because after pile 3, I took a break. Came into pile 4. Too many interruptions. I had to stop. And now here I am again. And I am not wearing my hat to protect my crown chakra. And that's why I'm like stumbling so much. I'm going to go put it on right now. Give me a second. We have memory 65, reminiscing, dwelling, good times, looking back. Yeah, I do feel like people have good memories with you. They're able to reminisce positively about you. And you're also somebody that does that. You also are definitely somebody that can reminisce, that can talk to people from the past. And again, they have good memories of you. They're like, oh, you were so nice to me in high school. You were so sweet, blah, blah, blah. This is kind of reminding me, you know what? Oh my gosh. And even her way she looks, it's reminding me of my ex-sister-in-law's sister, her youngest sister. She looks like this, actually. The eyes, the hair, everything. This is her look. And I ran into her. I hadn't seen her in years. And I ran into her the other day at the store, and she hugged me, and she was so nice. And she was telling me, I always remember you being so nice to me, so sweet to me. She's like, that's one thing that I always remember about you, just your kindness. And I'm like, wow, like, so nice. She said that, you know, it made me feel good. And it got me into my feels to where I almost wanted to cry. Like, I felt overwhelmed, you know. And then when I came home, I did cry. Once I got home, I did cry. It just brought out so much emotion in me to see somebody I hadn't seen in years. And she looks like this too, actually. And I hadn't seen her in years. And for her to just go on and on about like how she remembers my kindness, how nice I've always was, this and that. So again, like, this is your energy. You bring this out in people. Like, you know, they remember you like this. They think of you like this, like how nice you were, how you were there for them, how whatever the situation was, how nice you were, you know. Ooh, 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 ooh. Goodness, this one is up, right? And this one. Okay, so we have 25 breaking down to 7 party. Having fun, clubbing, risky, fun with friends. Yeah, so again, people remember the good times. They have memories of the good times, the celebrations, you know, the fun with friends. And again, like I said, this could be friends that remember you, people from the past. And you're also, like I said, you're able to feel those vibrations. See, it's almost like a vibration here, like with this. So I do feel like you feel that with people. And we have 49 with mask, pretending, putting up a front, two-faced, not genuine. Again, you see through it. You're able to see that through all that beauty, there's warts in the people. You're able to see who's real and who's fake. And same thing goes for them. When they see you, they know you're real. They know you're not putting up a front. They know you're not being fake. They know that you are real. Okay. Okay, this one. We have the Four of Wands in the reverse. Okay. We have the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, you've had a lot of fake people. You've definitely had a lot of setbacks, breakups, fake people, maybe even like gone through a lot of hard situations, maybe even like divorce, losses of loved ones, losses of jobs. Like, you've definitely had challenges here. It hasn't been all rainbows and butterflies, you know. You've definitely had your tough moments, but that's the thing, that it's kind of like those tough moments made you tougher, but they made you tougher in the way that you're still soft. You know what I mean? That's where your toughness is. You didn't get, you know, into these tough situations and then just be tough, like angry and bitter, and put up a wall or a shell with your heart. It's like you really just still have that soft heart no matter what. And that's why you're able to see who's real and who's not, because it's like you've gone through things and you understand people. You understand, you know, you might even be really good, like with psychology. You might even have studied that, because I feel like you are able to see why this person is the way they is, and you're like able to kind of dissect them, kind of Virgo energy, right? You're able to be like, this person has this chip on their shoulder because they went through this, this, and this. Now, it doesn't excuse them, right, for having that chip on their shoulder, but we know why they have it. And again, that's kind of the same thing with you. Like, you've gone through this, this, and this, but it doesn't mean that you have a chip on your shoulder. You actually don't. You're actually somebody very soft, very nurturing, very caring, and you carry two hearts with you. You don't have one heart, you have two. Okay, one more, please. Ooh, this card wants to flip. Okay, we have the Ten of Swords in the reverse underneath the Ten of Cups. Wow. Yeah, you've definitely had a lot of losses. You've had a lot of good times and you had a lot of bad times. So I'm getting the yin and the yang, the positive and the negative. So it hasn't been all rainbows and roses, and it hasn't been all bad too. It's like life has been lifing for you, right? That's what it's been. And you've just been doing your best. You've been doing your best to move on, to get through it, to do things, to connect, to be here with people, to connect with them, also to connect with spirit. Like I said, I feel like you have psychic abilities. You have Clairsentient abilities. You have a lot of gifts, actually. You have a lot of witchy. You also have the, what is it? Oh gosh, I can't think right now. I'm telling you, I need my hat. I need my hat. I'm not wearing my hat, and I need my hat. But you're also able to touch things and to feel the energy. You're able to pick up the energy from touching things. And also you have a healing energy with your hands too. So you might also do Reiki, or need to do Reiki. I think would be good if you don't. Now my throat wants to close. If you don't do Reiki, I think it would be good for you to get into that, because I do feel like that's how you would connect with more people and give more healing. Okay, well, that's all I have for you. I hope this message resonates, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. So for those of you who chose pile number 5, number 9, the Cursing Witch, I always like to associate the piles with an element. And so for this pile, I've associated it with air. So you could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, okay? Now, the Cursing Witch is somebody somebody sends a curse to them or a jinx to them. They basically end up effing themselves over, because what happens is when they do that, when they send that energy your way, it returns to them. So see how the witch is like really angry? She's like fuming. She has like smoke almost coming out of her hat. and she's pointing her finger at the cat, who also has like smoke coming out of his head. He's also fuming, so it's like they're both angry, and she's pointing the finger because it's like whatever he sent, it's going back to the cat. So this is the energy you have here. You're somebody very protected. You're somebody very, very protected here. I don't know what you work with, your deities, your angels, your guides, your ancestors, right? But you definitely have a lot of energy, and I get a lot that is heavily protecting you. So when somebody tries to hex you, it goes back to them. It just returns right back down. So they end up screwing themselves, is what I'm getting. They end up screwing themselves. Also here with the ring around the moon witch, what is that, 26? Also basically kind of the same thing. It's like whatever people are trying to manifest against you, it goes back to them, you know, negative energy. So they might as well be manifesting and sending some positive energy towards you, because then they will receive that. It's like they will get blessed, you know, they will have positive things come to them if they say positive things about you. But I see that when people are like purposely trying to send negative intent towards you, it goes back to them. And then we have 17 here with the venomous witch. Look at that, she has her snakes. And again, same thing, this is very Scorpio energy. And so people kind of fear you. And they say that your words are like poison. They say your words are like poison because, again, if you're going to say something in anger, you're definitely going to put it out there. But if somebody puts it towards you, you're shielded and it goes back to them. So this is like, you definitely have a lot of protection. She's holding these two snakes. So the snakes also might be one of your spirit animals. We are in Year of the Snake too. But I feel like she's holding the snakes that have venom, right? And I feel like when somebody tries to send venom to you, it's kind of like, do you know who I am? Do you know I hold the venom? Like, what's it going to do to me? You know, it's going to go back to you and hurt you, but what's it going to do to me? So I do feel like this is definitely bad bitch, bad witch energy for sure. And you did get 2 of the bad witch cards, and you got a good witch here though. So here with the Woods Witch, number 14, you are somebody that can ground, that can connect with like the earth element. She's got a squirrel in her hand and she's sitting under a tree. So you are somebody that's able to connect with like the nature elements, maybe nature spirits too. You might be, you know, somebody that like connects with also like with fairies and with like duendes and you know, those type of entities. But again, I feel like if somebody is going to send you negative energy, it's going to go back to them. I also feel like you're somebody that can cause people to have nightmares. I don't know about that, but I'm like, whoa, like definitely they're going to dream of you, especially if they've been sending negative energy to you and it goes back to them. They're going to kind of figure it out because they're going to start to kind of have nightmares and have things like not be so going so good for them, like not so smoothly. They're gonna start to have bumps in their daily lives or bumps in the road, right? Things like that. Things aren't going to be going that good for them. I do feel like people watch you. I feel like people watch you. People are jealous of you. And I think that's probably why you're so heavily protected, and you also protect yourself. I mean, not only do your guides, your angels, your ancestors, your deities, not only do they protect you, but I feel like you work hard on shielding yourself with protection, because you know there's like a lot of crazies out here for some reason. I also feel like you attract the crazies. The crazies are somehow attracted to you. They're drawn to you. And you're like, yeah, let me shield myself. Okay, let me shield myself. And again, that's why you do a lot of this grounding energy. This is also somebody that can manifest really well. So you're also able to manifest. You know, you're not only somebody that's able to hex somebody, but you're also able to help somebody, heal somebody, right? And I do feel like you have this also. Again, it's like you have the two. You have the bad witch, and then you have a good witch card here. So you're able to do both things, right? You're able to be very helpful, but at the same time, you will hex a bitch when she needs it, you know? Because like I said, I feel like you attract crazies for some reason. Okay. Oh, and look at 64 breaking down to a 10, breaking down to a 1. They are recruiting haters. Yeah, it's like your haters are recruiting haters. Like they need more people to gang up against you, you know, and you probably have had that. We do have, what is this, 38, okay, breaking down to a 2. You are rare and free. There are not many like you, it says. Yeah, exactly. And I feel like you definitely do stand out. There are not many like you. You are rare and free. You're somebody very rare. Exactly. I said you have a very rare strong energy. Okay, is what I'm going to say. You have a very rare strong energy. And not in a negative way, because sometimes people will be like, oh, you have a strong energy, and they intend it in a negative way. No, not with you. It's just, it's strong. There's strength. There's power in your energy. Okay, is what I'm trying to say. There is power in your energy. You pack a punch with it. You definitely pack a punch. Okay. So you're very different, and that does attract a lot of haters. It does attract the crazies, like I said. But you have a lot of protection. Invisibility here, 13 breaking down to a 4, authenticity, okay? So we have invisibility with the word authenticity. Yeah, you're very real. Again, you're somebody very rare. There's not many people like you. You're also somebody that, this reminds me, the way he's, or this person or whatever this is cloaked, right? And they almost are invisible inside this cloak, like you can't see them. It says invisibility, authenticity, and it reminds me of a prayer from Santa Muerte. It's in Spanish, but it talks about, may my enemies not see me, may I be cloaked from my enemies. It says may my enemies, it says something like, may my enemies not see me, may their eyes not see me, may their feet not reach me, may their hands not touch me and harm me, may their words not speak to me. You know, so it reminds me of that. So again, it's like heavy protection with you, to you're being shielded from these crazies. Because look at this one. They are recruiting haters. And look, he's also wearing a cloak, and this is a mask. And look at the eyes, though. It looks so crazy. And you are definitely protected and invisible to these people that are watching you. Because like I said, I feel like you'd be having a lot of people watch you, a lot of haters. You have a lot of haters. Maybe you're on social media. Maybe, you know, you're like a public speaker. You do something where there's like a lot of people. And so you have these haters that are just with these crazy masked eyes watching you. And you are definitely protected from them. You're shielded from them. You might also work with Santa Muerte. Like I said, this card reminded me of that Santa Muerte prayer. So you might also work with Santa Muerte. And, you know, a lot of people think she's negative. Oh, she's this, she's that. No, to me, she's very nurturing, very motherly, very loving. I mean, it's that hug when I need it, but at the same time, I know she's going to protect me. And if somebody messes with me, it's like, ooh, you're going to get it. Ooh, Santa Muerte is going to give it to you, you know? So it's definitely that energy that I'm feeling here with you. 34, breaking down to a 7, winter, the sacredness of pausing. One of the piles had this card also. So the sacredness of pausing, this is reflecting, this is stopping in that moment again. With the woods witch, it's like only, you know, you're basically trying to live your best life, right? And you're trying to create a positive life. But if somebody comes for some, they're going to get some too, is what I'm getting. Okay, and here with winter is about stopping. It's about pausing. It's about taking that time to reflect. So there's no movement here. It's a time where we stop, where we slow down, and we just take the time to think about things, what we want, what we're trying to create, what we are trying to do, and if we really want these things. Because this card does talk about manifesting these positive things, but it's if you really want them. It's if you really want them. And also with this card here, the ring around the moon witch, also it's going to give you what you want, but if your heart's not really into it, then you're not going to get it. Hi, Daddy. Ice cream? Okay, I'll be right there right now. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, sorry about that. My granddaughter wanted an ice cream. Okay, so these cards do talk about manifesting what you want, but you're not going to get those things if your heart wasn't really into it. So maybe you could be like, oh, I really wanted that car, but I thought I was really going to get it, but I didn't get it. Well, maybe if you think about it, if you sit and reflect here, if we stop and pause, maybe you didn't really want it. Maybe your heart wasn't really into it. Maybe you were drawn to it. Maybe you were attracted to the color, to the name brand of the car, whatever. You were attracted to it, you wanted it, but it wasn't really something that your heart was into. So in the end, you do end up getting something that your heart's really into, and it's what is meant for you. It's what is right for you, right? So again, so this does talk about that. So you might have some things that you're like, well, if I'm so good at manifesting and getting these things, why didn't I get this, and that, and that, and that, and that? Again, maybe your heart wasn't into it. Maybe it wasn't the right one, the right time. And again, I feel like you're somebody, when you set the intention, oh, it works. It kicks in. So whether it's for hexing, you know, whether it's for hexing or healing, it definitely does kick in. It definitely does do its job for you. Yeah, I definitely feel like people that mess with you end up realizing they shouldn't have done that. They almost like get stressed, or they start to notice that they have these little mishaps, little bad luck spells, you know, little bad situations happening after they've tried to like mess with you. And then they're like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay, we have 44 with finality. Differences, divorce, breakup, and not looking back. Oh, okay. And we have 37 butterflies. Look at that. Butterflies. Feeling complete, can't stop smiling, happiness, and devotion. So even after these challenges, divorce, breakup, you know, differences of opinions here, you still end up getting these butterflies. You still, again, end up getting what you were supposed to get. You didn't get that car because it was nice and shiny, but you ended up getting the car that was going to be the best, the most reliable, had less mileage, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So you actually do end up getting that. Also with the butterflies here, I'm also hearing that you sometimes give people butterflies. Like you make people nervous, you make people anxious. And sometimes it's in a good way, right? It's like you give them anxiety, but it's almost because they like you or want to be around you. I feel like they get butterflies when they're around you, especially with the Page of Cups here. Like when somebody meets you, it's almost like you intimidate them. And they're excited to be around you, but also nervous to be around you, okay? We have number 2 here, conflict. Clashing, differences, incompatible, and irreconcilable. Oh, okay. So yeah, so again, that's when these things that don't work out, that you have to sit and reflect, well, that's because it wasn't for me, but I will manifest what I want. I will get what I want. But here with the conflict, I feel like you've had conflict with a lot of people too. Again, you attract the crazies. Okay, we have the 8 of Wands in the reverse. Put it under this card. We have the Sun in the reverse. We have fire here, and they're both in the reverse. Aries, Leo, Sag. This is Leo here. Underneath a 9 of Swords. Some people also think that you have a big ego and don't want to talk to you, or feel like you don't want to talk to them because they feel like, oh, you got a big ego. But really, it's like you're not trying to have conflict. You're not trying to be around the crazies. You're not trying to deal with them. You're like, I'm just not, you know? I'm not trying to go into any situation here that's going to have me going in circles or have me, you know, stressing. So I do feel like some people feel like you have a big ego. They're afraid of you. And we have the King of Pentacles. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And I was just thinking, you probably have a look about you, like even the way you dress, that looks very like money or very put together. Even if your clothes isn't expensive, it looks like it is because of how you wear it or how you piece your stuff together. You look very money. And then we get the King of Pentacles. Yeah, that's another reason why you have these crazies and haters come out. That say, oh, you think you're all that, or you have a big ego, or you think because you have this car or this house, like, you think you're all that, you know? So we do have that energy here, but they don't even know what you do with your money. These people have no clue what you do with it or what you spend it on. It's just their assumptions. And again, it's because they're jealous, they're hating, and maybe because you won't talk to them. That they say, like, you think you're too good to talk to them. You've had a lot of conflict. I like I said, I feel a lot of haters, but I also feel like a lot of spiritual protection on you. It's like you've had a lot of haters, so it's like spirit has sent you a lot of protection. You might be very fiery too. And fire signs, normally they stand out. They have a pop to them, you know? So you might be a fire sign here too, or have fire somewhere in your chart. And you're also getting Taurus here. I'm getting Taurus energy. Libra. Libras always look put together, don't they? I'm getting Libra too. Yeah, a lot of people just hate on you because of your look. And again, you have this very, I almost want to say like potent energy, but I don't know, potent, what word am I looking for? But it's something about your energy. It's very like, again, very strong, but not in the sense that people say like in a negative way. It's just strong. There's strength, there's power, there's, you know. But you're definitely not everybody's cup of tea. But again, they don't matter. They don't matter. They're just hating. They're just hating on you. Like Jemmy, I can't talk. Jamie Kennedy, remember from the movie Malibu's Most Wanted? Oh my gosh. I can't talk. That's it. I quit. I can't talk. I can't talk. Malibu's Most Wanted, and he would say, "Don't be hating." Don't be hating. That's what I feel here. Like, these people just hating on you. You gotta be like, don't be hating. But anyways, I can talk. This is the last pile, and I'm done. So I hope this message resonates, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.